It's my privilege that when I'm speaking, you are in the chair. And the Minister, Finance, Corporate Affairs had introduced this bill. And today we have our friend here also piloting this bill. There are some specific issues which needs to be cleared or clarified. The statutory monopoly that was provided to certain organizations or institutions earlier is now being changed. It's a good thing or it's a bad thing or it is just a normal thing in the present circumstances. That is something which future will tell. But there is a conscious decision that statutory monopoly of certain organizations are now being changed, and government intervention has become a necessity at some quarter. That is why these changes are occurring. Why you are doing it? That is a question which we have to corroborate, whether in other parts of the world these things are happening or not. And I think my friend from Shiva Sena mentioned about certain countries where these changes have already occurred, especially the developed countries where these changes have already occurred. Coming to the bill that is before us today, I would say there are 4 or 5 points in the background which we should always understand. Over the years, the government has taken various measures to curb possible corporate misdoings. Some have also mentioned the names of those corporate bodies. In recent years, the role of some chartered accountants has also come under regulatory scanner. The move to reform the disciplinary mechanism of professionals is part of effort to improve corporate governance and the quality of preparation of reporting of key statutory documents. Chartered accountants play a key role in the preparation and audit of financial statements, while company secretaries play a role in meeting statutory compliances. Cost auditors are vital in sectors where use of resources and energy needs close monitoring and have a bearing on the business competitiveness. Auditors, accountants, and company secretaries are considered as the first gatekeepers of corporate governance, on which the legal framework lays trust. The government is keen, I believe, to address the gaps in the self-regulation of professionals by the 3 institutes. Sir, you have very correctly put forth and very succinctly also have put forth. There are certain things which needs to be appreciated. There are certain apprehensions which are also there. And there is a need to make certain corrections, if I remember your speech correctly. I said corrections. That's why I said corrections. Sir, the bill, the key features, I need not go into the details of the key features, but most of it. But I think the first and foremost key feature is the bill proposes a time limit on resolving the cases under investigation. There are a number of other issues, and I need not go into those. But while analyzing the bill, the new provision has been introduced to prohibit a chartered accountant firm from practicing up to 2 years, or to cancel its registration for any period, or to impose a penalty maximum up to 50 lakhs of rupees, where a partner or owner has been repeatedly found guilty of misconduct within a period of 5 years. These changes are very harsh. Removal from membership even for 1 day destroys the life of a chartered accountant professional because of the break in membership, which plays a crucial role in getting future assignments. While stronger penalties and punishment will act as a deterrent, it may also dissuade chartered accountant professionals from joining together to form bigger audit firms that can match the scale and size of the firms affiliated to international firms like PricewaterhouseCoopers Deloitte, KPMG, and the EY. Majority of non-CA members in the committee can pose challenges to litigants when the subject matter in litigation would mostly be analyzed with reference to the domain knowledge of chartered accountants and in the process reduce the new composition as a bureaucratic hegemony. The amendment makes it impossible for audit firms to escape accountability for misdeeds by any of its partners, even after removing the guilty partners from the firm. Such a legal provision is from an unfortunate and unkind assumption that all other partners in an audit firm are complicit with the one who is accused of professional misconduct. Sir, the Standing Committee in its report had made some good suggestions. I need not go into all those details, but I have 2 points to make here. The qualification and licensing of accountants, which my friend had just now mentioned, in United States, in United Kingdom and Canada is done by multiple bodies. In India, ICAI has statutory monopoly power over the whole profession. Thus, the scope for improving the quality and competency of the profession remains limited. I believe multiple bodies on the lines of advanced countries are needed to promote healthy competition and improve the credibility of financial reporting. Setting up academic institutes, as has been suggested by the Finance Standing Committee, for accounting for further development of accounting and finance profession is praiseworthy. Standing Committee also has suggested that the role of head of council and the executive head may be separated as proposed in the bill to bring about greater efficiency in decision making and functioning of the council. So here I like to mention relating to disciplinary mechanism. I need not quote the clauses, but there are 7 clauses relating to this disciplinary mechanism. Clause 22, 23, 57, 58, 90, and 91, about which it was said. But here I would like to draw the attention of the government through this House. In the statement of objects and reasons of the bill, states that it seeks to address the conflict of interest between the administrative and disciplinary arm of the institutes. To achieve this, the bill proposes to change the composition of the 2 disciplinary entities to allow for more external representation. The disciplinary committee of the 3 professions are nominated by the central government independently. Under the CA Act, the central government independently nominates 1 member on the board of discipline. It is unclear. That's why when my friend Subhasji mentioned that we have actually brought in more independence into the thing, here the confusion arises. It is unclear how the conflict of interest between the disciplinary and administrative functions will be addressed if the council continues to be involved in recommending who could be on such disciplinary entities. The confusion still continues. The statement of objects and reasons of the bill states that it seeks to achieve speedy disposal of cases against members of institutes by strengthening the disciplinary mechanism and providing for time-bound disposal of cases. The bill empowers the 3 councils to constitute multiple boards of discipline and discipline committee. However, the bill allows the central government to nominate the same person as presiding officer or as members across different boards of discipline and disciplinary committee. This may be incompatible with the objective of speedy disposal of cases against members. Appointing the same set of people on multiple boards of discipline and disciplinary committee may prevent these entities from hearing cases of misconduct simultaneously, thereby leading to delay in disposal of cases. Coming to clause 9 of the bill, I would say the bill provides for setting up a coordination committee chaired by the secretary, about which Professor Sogat Rai very vehemently stated his point of view. Secretary of Ministry of Corporate Affairs will be chairing that committee, coordination committee. The to coordinate functions of the three institutes and align cross-disciplinary regulatory mechanisms for interprofessional development. The functions proposed for coordination committee may overlap with the current mandate of the three institutes and the council. For instance, the coordination committee will ensure quality improvement in academics, research, and all related works of the institutes. It will also focus on coordination and collaboration among the professions. These activities are currently undertaken by the respective councils of institutes, council and institutes. As the three institutes also have committees for coordinating among themselves, it is unclear as to why there is a need to set up another coordination council as proposed in this bill. No need. The proposed coordination committee will be chaired by the Secretary of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. This provision may impinge on the independence of the three institutes. Coming to clause 11, 16, 47, 51, 80, and 84. I have a limited point here, sir. The bill seems to be turning the position of the president in the three councils into a non-executive post. The secretary of the respective councils are being designated as chief executive officers. However, the bill holds the respective presidents responsible for implementing the decision of the council. It is unclear how the president will ensure that the decisions taken by the council are implemented. At the same time, the secretary is proposed to carry out the administrative functions of the institute as a chief executive officer. So you make the chief executive officer accountable. Why you are making the president accountable? I fail to understand. That is very much there in the bill. The bill seems to be separating the responsibility for governance and execution by prescribing separate roles for the president and the secretary of the council, but holding the president responsible for implementing decisions, which is an executive role, may be against the framework of separation of powers as proposed in the bill. And the last point that I would like, last clause on which I would like to is relating to the disclosing details of cases being investigated may harm reputations. And this is relating to clause 18, 20, 53, 55, 86, and 88. The bill provides for disclosure of pending complaint or actionable information against members of the institute and firms registered with them. For the three professions, the Board of Discipline or the disciplinary committee decide whether a member is guilty of an alleged misconduct. Publishing details of members of firms found guilty or imposition of any penalty may be useful information for prospective and current clients. However, recording details of actionable information or pending complaint in the register of members and register of firms before they are found guilty will definitely adversely impact their reputation. The regulators of other professions, such as doctors, publish details only of those blacklisted or suspended from practice. Doctors who have been blacklisted along with dates of suspension and revocation of suspension if applicable. It does not contain details of complaints against the doctors. Sir, before I conclude, I must say it is important to facilitate a business-friendly environment for corporates as well as professionals in India. It is therefore vital that Indian laws and regulations on professional service market dynamics. Opening of professional services to competition is necessary, and therefore audit firms should be allowed to advertise with some restrictions. Further, in a global economy, use of international brand names for audit firms must be allowed. We had deliberated in our last Lok Sabha 16th Lok Sabha on this subject. Laws must be rationalized to promote multidisciplinary practices to allow firms to offer a bouquet of high-quality professional service at par with international standards. The Advocate Act 1961 needs to be rationalized also. I think you will support me in this aspect.
Pratapji, you are making valid points, but let it be brief.
Just last 30 seconds. To facilitate development of Indian law firms as well as Indian audit firms into MDPs. Adopting these three measures, that is advertising, branding, and multidisciplinary practices, will not only enhance the standard of services offered to corporates, but also facilitate the audit firms to expand in size, in operation, enabling them to compete internationally. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Srimati Supriya Sule.
Sir, I stand here, speak on the Chartered Accountants